Yo, procrastinators! Feeling that familiar knot of dread in your stomach as that deadline looms larger than life? Yeah, we've all been there. That unfinished project, the ever-growing to-do list that mocks you with every passing hour. It's enough to make you want to crawl back under the covers and binge reruns of Friends for the 100th time. Don't worry, we've all been there. But here's the thing, procrastination isn't some mysterious force trying to ruin your life. It's actually a battle between two versions of you. Let's call them present Shrek and future Fiona. So, what exactly is procrastination? Well, procrastination is basically the act of putting things off, even when you know you should be doing them. It's like that nagging feeling in the back of your head telling you to get started on that project, but you just can't seem to get yourself to do it. The couch suddenly becomes way more comfortable, the fridge becomes way more interesting, and cleaning your room becomes a top priority, even though it wasn't even messy. So yeah, present Shrek is all about instant gratification. He craves dopamine hits like nobody's business. Social media, cat videos, that extra hour of sleep, those are Shrek's kryptonite. Future Fiona, on the other hand, is the responsible one. She knows the importance of deadlines and completed tasks. Guess who usually wins this internal tug-of-war? Why do we choose to put things off, even when we know the consequences? Well, it turns out there's a whole science behind it. Our brains are like complex computers, and sometimes they're programmed to prioritize short-term pleasure over long-term goals. Maybe that project seems overwhelming, or you're afraid of failure. So your brain, in its own weird way of protecting you, tells you to avoid the task altogether. It's like a safety mechanism gone haywire. Take present Shrek. He's the loudest voice in the room, convincing you just a few more minutes won't hurt. But fear not, fellow procrastinators. We can outsmart our inner present Shrek with the power of science. Science. That's right, science has our backs. Buckle up because we're about to learn some battle-tested strategies to silence your inner procrastinator and finally become the productivity champion you were always meant to be. First up, we're going to chunk it up. Those overwhelming tasks are like mountains, daunting and impossible to climb in one go. So, we're going to grab our pickaxes, metaphorically speaking, of course, and break them down into smaller, more manageable chunks. Suddenly, that mountain looks a lot less scary, right? Next, we're going to unleash the power of the Pomodoro technique. This bad boy is a time management ninja. Set a timer for 25 minutes, laser focus on your task, and bam! You've conquered a focused work sprint. Reward yourself with a quick break, then get back in the game. These bite-sized work intervals keep you motivated and prevent burnout. Remember future Fiona, the responsible one? Let's give her a helping hand. Schedule your tasks in advance and treat them like appointments you can't miss. Block out dedicated time in your calendar for that project and stick to it. Future Fiona will thank you for it later. And lastly, let's address the fear factor. We often procrastinate because we're afraid of failure or the sheer difficulty of the task itself. But here's the secret. Action conquers fear. Just start, even if it's small. The momentum will build, and before you know it, you'll be cruising towards completion. All right, folks, that's the breakdown on procrastination. Remember, it's not some personal failing, it's just your brain trying to play tricks on you. But the good news is, you are in control. You've learned some awesome science-backed strategies to silence your inner present Shrek and empower your future Fiona. So, ditch the guilt, embrace the action, and go out there and conquer those deadlines. Remember, you've got the power to become a productivity champion. Now go prove it to yourself, and maybe even share your success story in the comments below. And hey, if you ever feel present Shrek creeping back in, don't be afraid to come back to this video for a motivational boost. We're all in this fight together. Hit that like button, subscribe for more psychology-related content, and stay awesome.